Hello there folks, my name is Great Mighty Poe, and welcome to part 1 of Nightreign Solo Revenant. First things first, I apologise for the lack of uploads yesterday. I did record a episode, but for whatever reason, I could not upload it. I have no idea why. I tried to upload it to YouTube, but every single time I tried to do it, it would just be stuck at 0% uploading, and it would stay like that for hours. And I couldn't do anything about it. I tried everything to fix it, couldn't fix it. Video looked fine on my end, but just could not get it to upload. So I've got to re-record that, unfortunately, which is why I'm back as Raider, so now we need to switch over to Revenant. So, doing part 1 again, which is always the longest, most complicated part to do, but oh well. Also, let's just quickly switch over to no relics on, just for now. Awesome. So, yeah, if we have a look, you can see that I have one on Revenant already, unfortunately, but oh well. Right, so Revenant, doll of the daughter of an aristocratic family that faced ruin. On a fateful night, her soul took possession of the doll's body as she swore to revenge her disgraced lineage. While steeped in faith, her other attributes develop at only a modest pace. Plays a supportive role in combat by summoning and manipulating spirits, which have the potential to overwhelm enemies. And she doesn't have any preference for any weapons. However, with that faith scaling, she's going to be wanting to use seals quite a lot, and also weapons with high faith scaling, which are only 3 weapons in the entire game with higher than C scaling faith, and those are S scaling faith weapons, those being her starting claws, the Cipher Pada, and the Coded Sword. So, yeah, not many options with that faith, but hey, lots of really cool incantations to use. So, her other attributes. So she has a D in HP. It's tied for Recluse as the lowest HP stat in the game. She has an A in FP, which is tied for the highest, with Recluse for the highest FP stat in the game. And she has a D in Stamina, which is the lowest. There's no one else with D Stamina. Even Recluse here has a C. So, she can be a bit limited, even on her casting, because some spells do take a bit of stamina to cast, and it can be a bit limiting. So any buffs to stamina are really, really useful for Revenant, if you get lucky enough to get them, but obviously you're more wanting FP buffs and buffs to your incantations and sorceries and all that stuff. So, yeah. A C in Strength and Dex, so, you know, more strength than Recluse, which I'm looking at Recluse, I'm going, okay, yeah, no, she's got, put all those strength points into her spine to be able to hold those up. But no, C and Strength and Dex are not very good with those, so not really using weapons too much. Obviously, with her HP and Stamina, not going to be good with weapons in general. She does have a B in Intelligence, so that's the same as, well, worse than Duchess, but they're actually pretty close in terms of the raw numbers. So she can make use of sorceries a little bit, but obviously with that S scaling faith, you're going to be wanting to load up on seals more than anything. So, I'm not going to be using that intelligence too much, but yes, that S scaling faith will mean that our incantations will be dealing a lot of damage, and then we have a B scaling in Arcane. Once again, the only Arcane stat in the game is actually higher than 14, is Executor with 28, so yeah, this is not that high of an arcane stat, but it's enough for getting those status procs. So, yeah. We have her abilities. So her passive ability is Necromancy. Raise enemy ghosts to fight as allies. Ghosts are summoned to fight, but are fleeting and dissipate after some time. So, this is a very useful skill in solo and during the expedition. Not so good during the Nightlord fight, and not so good in multiplayer. So what this skill does is when Revenant, one of her summoned spirits, or one of her spirits summoned by Necromancy kills someone, there's a chance that enemy comes back as a spirit to fight for you. So that's why it's not so good in multiplayer, is because you need to be the one dealing a final blow, or your summons. So in multiplayer, you're going to have your allies doing a lot more of the killing, so it's not going to proc as often. And for the Nightlord fight, there's no enemies to kill. So it's useless for the Nightlord fight, but it does help with clearing out various camps and stuff like that. So, pretty useful skill. Well, pretty useful passive ability. Her character skill is Summon Spirit, so play Liar to summon fallen family to rally in battle. Choose to summon Helen the Agile Page, Frederick the Burly Cook, or Sebastian the Doting Butler. So Helen is a page, Frederick is a pumpkinhead, and Sebastian is a giant skeleton. Helen is really squishy, dies really quickly, but they come back pretty quickly. So when a summon dies, it goes on cooldown for a bit. So Helen comes back really quickly. That's why Helen will be the one you probably use the most. Particularly during Nightlord fights, Nightlords will kill your summons pretty damn quick. Unfortunately. Frederick is what I consider the DPS option. He does put out a lot of damage, but he doesn't have any way to avoid damage. So Helen will occasionally dodge, but Frederick doesn't know how to dodge. He's just a pumpkinhead. He's got nothing in his head. He bashed it all on the helmet that he once had in life, I assume, or something. I'm not too sure. He doesn't avoid damage and he's quite big, so he takes a lot of damage, and once he does die, he takes a bit to come back as well, much like Sebastian. Sebastian is your tank, so he will just sit in one spot. He can't move because he's a giant skeleton, and he will take aggro pretty well, and he will survive for a little bit, but again, he will go down pretty quick at times, and he takes a bit to come back. So, yeah. 3 options, and they're all got their uses. Mostly Helen and Frederick are the ones I tend to use, with Sebastian not showing up too often, unfortunately. And then Revenant's ultimate is the Immortal March. So, release Vengeful Ire to make self and nearby allies immortal. Revives near-death allies and transforms family into immortal warriors. So this is a very solid ult. It doesn't do any damage unless you have a particular relic effect, which we will be using. So it will do damage with that particular relic effect, but at base it doesn't do damage. It does, however, make you and any nearby friendly anything immortal. So your summon spirits, your necromantic allies, your multiplayer allies, they all become immortal. I think it lasts for about 10, 15 seconds, somewhere around there, where they just can't die. This includes Deathblight build-up, so as a funny workaround, you can't take any Deathblight build-up while it's active, so you know, really good for Wormface, obviously. And as an added bonus, it can also revive nearby allies as well, so if you've got some allies down, much like Guardian's ult, it's good for getting up allies nice and quickly. And then the final little bonus of it is it does give your summons a neat little bonus attack. So it's an attack they will do just once, normally right after they finish their current attack and you've done your ult, and they'll just do the special attack once before going back to being normal. I wish they did it a few more times, but I understand that it might be a bit powerful with Sebastian. So Helen, she will do a multi-jab, Frederick will do a few spins, and then a big slam, and then Sebastian will do his laser. So it's a pretty cool skill, and I like how it ties into, well, I like how her ultimate ties into her character skill. It's really cool. So, yeah, that is Revenant, and her skills. Oh, and actually, we'll talk to this dude while we're here, because he's got some unique dialogue for Revenant.
Welcome to the Round Table Hold, brave champion. I am but a humble attendant, here to serve your needs. I am told that each of you has committed a grave misdeed, but I beg to differ. You aim to preserve, indeed. I've spruced up by all means.
Okay.
How may I help you? You wish to know about me? I began, but then it did not. I was
where is this unique dialogue?
How may I? Is there anything I'm as my work?
Okay, for a reason I can't get the unique dialogue with him, but he does mention that, you know, he's a puppet as well, and he mentions that our creator must have had some different tastes, because we're work of art more than anything. Cool. So we're here in the sparring range, so we can take a look at Revenant and her abilities, and her skills, and her weapons and all that. So we do have Revenant's Cursed Claws, and a Finger Seal to start with Rejection and Heal. Obviously all Finger Seals will start with Rejection, and then one random other spell. This one here will always have Heal. It's not a bad seal. Rejection is good for clearing out Redmane camps, because Redmanes have that one knight up on top of the tower who you can use Rejection to knock off, so they clear out half that camp just like that. And then Heal is really good against Royal Revenants. Royal Revenants take damage from healing incantations, so yeah. It is actually a pretty useful seal to keep around for a bit, just for that. But the main starting thing is the Cursed Claws, which we'll actually go have a look at. As I mentioned earlier, these are one of 3 S-scaling weapons in the game. And they also have a couple of other unique things, which is pretty cool. Got to find them in this menu. There we go. So let's pull up that info. You can see they are mostly magic damage as well. So they are face scaling magic, which is unique in in the first place. But let's have a look at the lore. So, a silver accessory that attaches claws to the ring and little fingers. A lady bore the claw before meeting a horrific death, which transformed the claw into a fetish. Slash to swing to slash enemies apart. Only the Revenant can make proper use of this weapon, owing to her resonance with this ritual. For other warriors, the claw is reduced to a blunt instrument. So Revenant has a unique moveset with this weapon. It's the only unique moveset she gets, because she doesn't have a weapon class she excels with. But for other characters, it is just a normal fist weapon. However, it has a unique bonus, which I wish was listed in the stats here, but it's not. Each weapon has a different amount that they help when reviving your teammates in multiplayer. And Revenant's Cursed Claws, unlike other fist weapons, have the revivability of a greatsword, I believe. Might be a little bit stronger, might be a little bit weaker, but somewhere around about a greatsword. So they're really, really good for reviving teammates. However, Revenant's moveset with them is a little bit slower than base fist moveset. So it takes her a little bit longer to revive than if you give these to another player. If you give these to another player, and they get their default fist moveset, they can revive stuff real quick. So, if you are Revenant, well, if you have Revenant on your team and they throw these claws away, maybe pick them up. They might actually be useful with the Nightlord fight. If you think your allies are going to struggle and you might need to get them up a few times, these are really good for getting your allies up. So yeah. And yes, I did mention they are one of the 3 S-scaling weapons. So obviously Cypher Parter being the other one, and the... gotta go all the way up. All the way up. Oh, there we go. And the Coated Sword. So that's the weapons that we're going to be looking out for. Obviously there are other weapons that, do go up to C scaling, which we may use if they've got good passives on them. But mostly I'll be sticking with the Revenant's Claws. They are just really solid weapons, and yeah. Don't need to actually scroll through that. They are really good weapons, and they are really solid. Before we look at the seals, I'll go over the moveset. So... you can see it's got that extra range on it, which is really, really useful. And the R2s put it out a little bit further. And the charged ones are a little bit closer to home. And running R2 really launches it forward. Nope, I want to dodge, thank you. Awesome. And then she can two-hand it, which makes it into a paired weapon, which is pretty cool. See, it's got it on both fingers now, or both hands, on both fingers. This is how I'll be mostly using it when I do use it, because it is just a better moveset, so. Really, really simple R1 chain, but really effective. Then we got our R2s. And charged R2s. And then running R2. Running R2 I'll use quite a lot. It does have a good chunk of range. Cool. So that's her fist weapons, and they are really, really good. And they do have the extra range, they're really, really solid. So let's go over her abilities. So, we pull out our lyre. We can also put our lyre back away. Putting your lyre back away while it summons out will unsummon them. So let's summon Helen. And they're going to go attack something. If I do up my level, you can see Helen's doing a lot more damage. They do scale with your level, which is really, really nice. And then I'm going to do my ult. You can see Helen did that big twirly multi-stab. That's her special. See the effect on us. You can also look at our face, all skulled. It's pretty cool. But this will dissipate in a second, and now we're no longer immortal. So that's a really cool skill. And yeah, if we want to get rid of Helen, we can always summon another summon, or we can just play our Lyre again. There we go. So we can summon her again, and then we can switch summons to Frederick. So you can see he's a big burly dude. You can see he's got those big wide swings, really good damage. So let's ult. And there we go. That's his special move, is that spin. So, yeah. And let's pull out Sebastian. So he's not the best at doing damage, but he is good at getting aggro with those big, wide swings. They have a shockwave to them as well. So he does pull enemy aggro really well. I'm hoping he'll do his roar as well. You gonna do your roar? I'd love if you did your roar, mate. It'd be really cool. Nice, I'm gonna do his roar. He has a roar that he does as well, which is another sort of AoE thing. Really good for getting aggro. Let's do our ult, and we'll see what his special is. So not as good damage as Frederick can do, but Sebastian is still really solid. And he is the most tanky. For whatever reason, I can't unsummon him. Maybe let's pull out Helen. Okay, I think if I'm holding Y, it doesn't like it. That's what I was doing wrong. Don't hold Y while doing it. There we go. Cool. So let's go back inside and we'll equip our relics. So obviously I've already chosen these out as our first little rebuild. So we have the Trigger Ghost Flame Explosion. This is one of Revenant's key relic effects. I recommend always having at least one relic with this effect. It is well worth it, because it will mean your ult does damage, and it does a good chunk of damage as well. This one here is just filling a slot. It is the relic that we needed to buy to unlock Revenant, so it felt fitting to have on her. And then the Knight of the Wise for the FP, and for making our starting armament inflict poison, because we've been sticking with our claws for quite a bit, unless we do get lucky and find one of those two other S-scaling weapons. So, Knight of the Wise is really good on Revenant. So we'll pop back to over here. Sorry about that. I went to go pause, but I'm not fast enough. So let's do this ult. And you can see, does a chunk of damage. Pretty good. So, yeah. And so that's enough rambling. Let's get on to fighting Tricephalos, so Gladius. Obviously I've already done this, and I had a really good run against him where I absolutely deleted him with Triple Rings of Light, but not liable to pick that up. I forgot to look at the seals, but that's okay, I'll explain the seals when we come across them. So, okay. This seems looking very familiar to what I got last time, actually, which is interesting. We've got two cathedrals here. Cathedrals are a key thing for Revenant. These are where you're going to find your seals. We have a Sorcerer Rise. More useful for Recluse because you find staffs there. But you can also find Sorcery Talismans, so Radagon Icon, Godfrey Icon, Old Lord Talisman, stuff like that. Plus also, in the base of these towers, you will find Starlight Shards, which Revenant has no way to get FP back like the Recluse does, so Revenant needs those Starlight Shards to numb on to get her incantations going. We got church down here, and we got 2 churches up here. I only see the 1 sorcerer tower, unfortunately. And yes, this is the seed I had yesterday, which is quite surprising, but okay. And let's 2-hand, and we're going to pull out Helen. Frederick is probably the better option in terms of raw damage, but I prefer Helen because her attacks are a lot faster. You can see our Necromancy pulled back one of these fellas. Not much help though. And there we go. Awesome. Damage of apology. I'm not even care. I'm just going to grab everything. Who cares? Damage at low HP, Storm of Red Lightning while walking, and improve sorceries. Meh, who cares? Cool. And we'll check here. I believe there's not. I remember from last time. Yep, there's not one here, so we can just get moving. So this is a holy cathedral. So before I fight the boss, I want to make sure, I want to see if I can get a seal with a damaging incantation. Would be really helpful. So the boss is over there, and this is where the seals are. So this has got lightning spear on it, which we'll definitely take. Gravellstone seals will always have lightning spear and some other incantation. They are very, very solid. And this one here has reduced spell FP cost. We'll take that as well. So nothing there that was helpful for us at the moment, but that's okay. Let's get Frederick out. He'll be the best at this one. Oh, I accidentally un-2-handed. If you get lucky, you'll get one of these fellas back as a spirit, and they'll help clear things out. Oh, and Frederick's dead. You can see that cooldown takes a bit to come back. The other way to reset those cooldowns is to just reset at the site of grace. So this is not bad. I will take that. Yep, get rid of you. The Godslayer seal, which we just picked up, will always have Black Flame. Black Flame is a really solid spell to have. It also has Lanciax's Glaive, which is a pretty powerful incantation to have. I might put that there, actually. You can see resting at the Grace, well, just touching the Grace. That got us back our Frederick. So it's another way to get those, get your summons back, is to find a Grace and touch it. Obviously not much help outside of your expedition, but hey, it's something. What do we got here? Ah, Mausoleum, okay. So, first things first, let's check behind the altar. And I don't care about Exalted Flesh, I am good. Cool. Let's pop down the hole. And then before you go to the boss on the left, over to the right here is where the seals are. Let's see, Rejection, Barrier of Gold, okay. Okay, I can talk about the Giant Seal. So, Giant Seal starts with Flame Sling. Flame Sling I consider a worse version of Black Flame, so I don't tend to use Giant Seal too often, personally. But it does have Lightning Strike, and Lightning Strike is actually a pretty decent incantation. And then we have another Gravellstone Seal here with improved lightning attack power and Dragon Maw. I pushed the wrong button. And I actually do kind of like that with the improved lightning attack power, simply because Lightning Spear is a really solid incantation, so I might switch to that one. Dragon Maw, being a Dragon Communion spell, is expensive to cast, but does a lot of damage if it connects, as you can see. Frederick is making it a bit difficult to attack this fella, as he keeps getting knocked to the floor. And Clawmark Seal, oh my gosh, we're getting all the good seals. So Clawmark Seal starts with Bestial Sling. Bestial Sling is really solid. It's just pure physical, it does a good chunk of damage, good against everything. And then Aspect of the Crucible Horns is another really good spell that I really love. So I am tempted to take that. I'll take that. Yeah, I might switch you with that, because I don't think I'm going to use Lord's Heal unless I happen to come across a Royal Revenant, which I don't think I will. Cool. So we got that Stone Sword key, let's go see what's in the Everjail. And I will say, I've got some pretty good seal RNG at the moment. Sometimes finding a seal for Revenant can be a bit difficult. It is pure RNG on whether you'll find a good one or not. We got Nox Warriors. Oh no. Nom. You can see how much stamina this is taking. Oh, man, Frederick's dead. Helen, you wanna come out here? You can see these fellas love to dodge. Pro tip though, with Lightning Spear, if they do start dodging, they can't dodge the uncharged. I was out of FP. Cool. Yeah. Money is very helpful. Cool. So we want to head down this way for the Sorcerer Tower before the storm gets there. There is a Magma Worm over there though, and here's a bit of an issue, because Magma Worm's off the Magma Worm, and that'll probably hurt. I can immediately see what it is. I could see the little outcropping on the building here. Awesome. Okay. Keep an eye on that Magma Worm. He might kill me. The basement of these towers, in these boxes, is Starlight Shards, and we want to pick all of them up. Every single one of them. Staff Lost with guarding up poise, damage negation up while casting spells on a magic godskin stitcher. All that stamina actually will be helpful. I guess we're gonna have to go up this way, and I don't want to do a Deathblight Ruin. There is a boss here that I could potentially take on. And there's also potentially a boss here. I also want to hit the mine, so yeah, I think we'll head up for this church up here, and then hit one of these mines. Probably this one. Head this way. Since I've already played the Seed yesterday, I kind of know what to expect, so it's kind of like I'm just repeating what I did yesterday, but still. Oh, hey. Improved magic damage negation, a stone sword key, improved guard breaking. I'm okay. And so, actually, we have 11,000 on us. And I can take a quick detour. There. Cool. So, from this fella, we can purchase the Smithing Stone 1 for 6,500. So we'll grab one of those. The pouch will also be helpful, but I don't have quite enough for that at the moment. Got to upgrade those claws to blue. Getting the claws up to purple before night 1 is always a really solid idea, simply because you don't want to be wasting your Starlight Shards too much on night 1, because you might need it for night 2 or for formidable bosses around the field that you want to fight. And I hear a scarab. Haha. Always a bit of a pain trying to kill scarabs. Royal Medallion, go, 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 go. I think that works on Dragon Communion stuff. Well, some of them, not all of them. Oh! That's a demi-human queen. Yeah, Lanciax would actually be good here. Clear out some of these ads. There we go. Oh, with Excite's Decay. Ooh. Tempting. Really tempting. Excite's Decay obviously applies rot, but it is a very expensive spell in terms of FP. So I don't think it's worth it. Personally, I'm going to take the FP consumption. If it was Rotten Breath, I would have heavily considered taking it more. But Excite's Decay, I think, is just a little bit too expensive, personally, to make too much use out of outside of multiplayer, where obviously you have your allies for support to damage stuff as well. Okay. I'll take that, and let's go hit the mines. So obviously Gladius is weak to Holy, and it would be nice to get a decent Holy weapon. Or a Holy incantation on a seal. But I don't think we're going to get either of those. So, probably end up hitting another mine as well, and upgrading one of our current seals. Probably this one here with the Dragon Maw, because Lightning Spear will do pretty good damage against Gladius, because he's not resistant to lightning. Fire's a bad idea against him, but Holy's pretty good. Okay. I'm expecting the storm to start moving to its final spot very, very shortly. Actually, let me just pause for a second. I need to blow my nose. I'm sorry about that. All of a sudden, we're near the top as well. I accidentally hit my controller a couple times. I hit one button and moved across the menu, hit another button, I accidentally unpaused for a second. So, whoops. Oh well. So we got this camp here, which is... oh yeah, it's got doggos, so it's a lion. Let's talk to this fella. And I want to buy the small pouch, because that'll be really helpful. Undiscovery, crits, nah. And let's upgrade those claws. As you can see, really good option. Thank you, doggo. Oh, you got fucked up. Blind investigation, proof sorceries, I'll take the stance breaking, it's the least bad. Oh, the rains are gathering! Perfect. So this is going slightly different to the last run I had on the seed. I died against the Magma Worm because he did his Chugga Chugga Choo Choo, slammed me into the side of the Sorcerer's Rise. It was rather painful. So, I managed to get that camp done before the night, which is pretty good. This hut here, by the way, this spot on the map will always be here. Obviously, except for Shifting Earth Mountains, and it will always have some seals here for you. Okay. So Flame of Frenzy is one of the best spells in the game. I don't think I can understate how powerful Flame of Frenzy is. It is incredible how good it is. So, obviously not the best against Gladius, because Gladius is resistant to fire. But for just clearing out the map, it's going to be a huge help. Yeah. Yeah. See what I mean? It's like Flask Restoration. We almost died, but I don't care. That was good. So yeah, if you see Flame of Frenzy on something, take it. Doesn't matter what the first spell is. If it's got Flame of Frenzy, it's worth it. It's such a good spell. Obviously, Frenzy Flame Seal, if you can find that, is even better. But chances of finding that are very slim. Okay, no chest here. Also, we got here really early. Didn't even look at the map because I knew exactly where it was. So yeah, day 2, the plans will be to come back down here, hit this tree, hit this church, hit this mine, hit this tree, hit this church, and then hit castle. I know what boss is in castle because I know the seed, and the rooftop boss in castle is the moose, so yeah. I guess as there are 20 seeds, there was a chance I'd get the same seed back to back and would know where everything is, unfortunately, but oh well. So it's Bellbearing Hunter for the boss. Don't want to waste too much FP. Hopefully? Yeah, Depraved Perfumer. Lovely. Depraved Perfumers can put out a lot of damage, so they're really, really nice to get. Sup, Elmo? I couldn't see. That's the problem that I have with the summons, is it can be a bit hard to see sometimes. Let's get Helen out, she's a bit easier to have a look-see and see what the boss is actually doing. The Depraved Perfumer is very much dead. And Elmo got completely messed up. That was a very, very simple fight. Awesome. I'm gonna take the FP Restoration. That's actually Dragon Wound is actually kind of good, but I'll take the FP Restoration. Thank you. Cool. Let's get down to this tree and head for that church in the south. I could also do the opposite and head to this tree and go this way, and then get this tree and head down this way. But I want to hit a mine, and this mine is on the way to this tree. So that's my thought process. I'm gonna heal because I'm gonna get shot in the ass if I don't. You know, it's the one downside to pause mod, because you have that little bit longer, you often end up running into the rain quite a lot. you know, should be somewhere I can climb over a bit easier. There we go. Just gonna ignore the enemies. I do not care. My voice is already going. There we go. And there we go. So we should be able to get a view of the rooftop boss from up here. I did say it was Moose. You can see it is Moose. Quite hard to see, but he is there. I tend not to do Revenant through Castle because Crucible Knights will kick her ass. As will Trolls. Unless you've got like Flame of Frenzy or a really powerful spell. Then she's okay. But I will tend to mostly prioritize doing side locations with Revenant. Because it can be a bit difficult trying to get the good seals. I've gotten some really good RNG this run. The game's been really nice to me, obviously. Given that yesterday I had to record, or did this yesterday and now I'm having to re-record, so yeah, game's been a bit nicer to me, which is nice. Oh yeah, and I'm curious. I never did test this. Can you break this for me? No, he doesn't target it. I have to pull an enemy over in order for him to target it, I think. But I think he could if he does target it. Alright, out you come, Frederick. You're just here for distraction. The one downside of Flame of Frenzy is obviously the madness build-up. But, like... look at that! Why would I care? There we go. Lovely jubbly. I think the range should start moving very soon as well. I know exactly where it's going to end up, but oh well. There's a Scion there. I'm trying to play this like I don't know what's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. So... do it again. Damn it. Oh, and I haven't mentioned the shack. Well, I mentioned the shack up north. Oh, nice tide's growing stronger. Need to get a move on. Okay. I'll take the improved sorceries and incantations. Thank you. Okay, so it is down here. Do have a boss here and a boss here. I don't know if this is the same seed then, because it was over this side, I swear. Like it was down here for some reason. I don't know. I'm going insane. We need to get this church though. So That must be the same scene. But yeah. So, I mentioned the shack that's always there and is here. Obviously, there are also occasionally those shacks just out in the world. How that works is the locations that can contain churches, or sorcerer's rises, or the locations where you can start, which are also locations where those sorcerer's rises and churches can spawn, those spots can contain minor camps as well. And minor camps have a variant that is the shack. So there could have been one here, there could have been one here. Here's where one could be. Over here. Obviously here, here. Like, over here. Anywhere that you can start the game, or you've found a church or a sorcerer's rise, you can find a small camp. And that small camp has a chance to be the shack, and the shack will give you what you're looking for, which would be seals. But the chances of finding them are pretty slim, I've found. So, yeah. You can also start at a shack. Obviously, that's one of the commoners. But again, pure RNG on that front. Plop. Got our flask charge, and let's go up here. Let's get out of here. That's a Leonine camp by the looks of it, but I don't really care. I want to get to castle. I'm actually going to veer off this way and drop off and immediately just go this way. So I know there's a moose on the roof, and moose on the roof is a very, very easy kill. I don't know what's in the basement. I've never done the basement on the seed. I didn't do it yesterday because I went for the moose, because the moose was a very easy kill. So I'm going to upgrade this seal. Flame of Frenzy is well worth it. Even if I'm not going to use it on the boss, it's well worth it. Cool. So you can buy 2 Starlight Shards from him, and then 2 Starlight Shards from the dude at the very end. So, yeah. Obviously, we'll also need space for a Winding Grace, but that's okay at the moment. And it's Banished Knight. Put the thing away, thank you. Thanks, lock on. This is a pretty powerful seal, as you can tell. That purple upgrade really helps. Oh man. Get him, boys. Yeah, more sorcery and incantations. Obviously the items are random each seed, so don't worry about that. I don't know what items I'm getting. Like, if I knew that, then I would have avoided certain locations. That's Siluria's Tree. That's really good. Oh, reduced spell FP cost. I already have an improved lightning attack power, and I'm going to be sticking with this. So, yeah, sorry other Gravelstone seal, but you're going bye-bye. Now that I've got my seal, I know exactly what I'm going for, so I'm just going to stick with it. Right, let's stop wasting time, and let's go fight the rooftop fella. Ooh. Nice. Spear Talisman. Meh. I recommend moving pretty quickly around here if you can. Because these dudes love throwing fire pots. Of course, I fell off because I'm a nonce. Okay, slow down. There we go. And yeah, also the gravity boys. Those exist. Proper nukage. It took 3 spell casts to kill an Ancestor Spirit on the roof. Holy shit. None of these are good. But oh well. Moose is dead. That's all that matters. The moose is dead. Don't be afraid to not charge it if you think an enemy's gonna attack you. I'll take more money. Okay, successful guarding ups poise, improved ranged weapon attacks, and improved item discovery. Meh. Unfortunately, our boy has died, so we're kind of on our own here, but I have ranged attacks. And they can't do shit. Get him, Helen. Oh man. Savage pillars of flame rise while walking. Now I'll take your 20 attack power, thank you. Oh my god, what are you doing, Revenant? She was in non-stop sprint mode. I have no idea what that was. Could not get her to slow down to try and climb that properly. I know you're a little, you know, bit psycho, but still. Take it bewildered 2 armaments. Meh. Wow, okay, where's that when I'm playing as Guardian? Jesus. Seppuku, improved magic, reduce skill FP cost. That's not really worth it. I don't have any FP left, is the thing. So whether or not I can do this depends on my ability to slash, but we'll see. I am two-handing, aren't I? Oh no, now I'm two-handing. Okay, hard to tell when your spells are grayed out. Okay. Immortality, bitch. Oh god, the rain! No! Immortality leaves you with 1 HP, so when the rain hits you and your immortality runs out, oh, you're fucked. Okay, hurry up! Oh my god, you put me all the way here? I may have to go back for that. I think I'm not going to be able to get it currently. So, yeah, we'll have to go back for our runes, unfortunately. A bit unlucky there that the Banished Knight picked the worst attacks to punish. Just because they're really long combos, so trying to punish them is quite hard. By the way, it is Morgoth. Oh, we got one, I think. These fellas are really powerful. Like, kind of dumb how powerful they are. They can melt Morgoth pretty well. So we're gonna melt Morgoth pretty well as well because we've got Flame of Frenzy. But hey, yeah, you're a good boy, Frederick. You're a good boy. Love how they've got the unique designs as well. They're not just the generic enemy models. I was trying to drink my coffee, mate. My Omen is just wandering off.
There is no escape.
He decided to go for Frederick. Calm down, dude. Oh my lord. He's got no health. Okay. Proof poise, character. Well, that's useless on Revenant. Physical damage negation. I'll take that. Right, let's go get our funds back. Because I want them. Oh, he's standing by the Grace. I'm like, why is the Grace not working? And it's like, oh, there's a fucking enemy standing right on top of it, of course. Yeah, normally I don't like going out in the rain, but like, the game kind of forced my hand with some pretty bad luck, so... Screw you, game. I'm getting my money back. Why is there not a Spirit Spring on the southern end of the castle? Why is it only on the northern end? Why do they have to screw me? Okay. Lightning attack power or more health? I'll take more health. Lovely. Right, I'm probably going to die on the way back, but that's okay. Because I can always just come back for my money. Oh, I got a flask. Nice. Thank you, game. Maybe this dickhead would have moved off to Grace at this point. Nah, he's still there. You fucking kidding me? You're a piece of shit. Hey, we made it back in one piece, you know? I'll consider that a victory. Awesome. Also, I realized I turned down Troll's Golden Sword. We're gonna get our ass handed to us. Oh no. Revenant's so squishy that she can just go down so quickly. It's kind of scary. I think I can just buy one of them and that's all I have space for? Yeah, cool. If you do have the other merchant on the map, you can get another pouch. But not likely to happen, but it can happen. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Sorry, I don't know what it is, but the sounds Revenant makes when she's walking around, the pitter patter of her feet, I just find them satisfying. I don't know. I'm not like Miyazaki, I don't have a foot fetish, but like, I don't know, they're just satisfying sounds. You know? You won't see me charging my spells too often, except for when they give big openings after attacks like that. Or when I know that I can't really take damage. So I'd recommend saving your ult for this situation, because it can be very difficult as Revenant to survive because you are a squishy character. Again, just don't focus on attacking. If you get an opportunity like this, you can take it if you want to, but don't feel pressure to do damage during this phase. You can just take your time, keep backing away, and don't get greedy like me. When they howl, you're gonna get all three of you. Be careful of the camera, can fuck you, so just keep dodging. We're going back into 3. Launch a charged at him. Bring back Frederick. Obviously, this attack has follow-up from phase 2. Need to watch out for that. Whoop, Starlight Shard. And there goes Frederick again. Obviously got hit by a pretty big attack. Let's pull out Helen. Okay. And we're going into this again, so I'm going to heal up just because I am unsure. Pull out Sebastian. He's going to roar, which might get their attention. Just keep them off us for a little bit, which is nice. Yeah, obviously camera during this phase, a bit of a problem. That's why it's best just to play passive. Don't risk it, don't get greedy. I know they're beside me. Okay, Howling, they're going back together. Pull out Helen again, she's already back. And there we go. Easy peasy. Obviously took 5 heals to do that. But yeah, that's my recommendation with Revenant. If you've got an aggressive boss like Gladius, just play a little bit passive. You've got the damage playing as Revenant because you're that S-scaling in Faith. So you're always going to have pretty good damage past, you know, up to level 12. Level 12 is your soft cap, obviously. So if you reach level 12, you got a good seal with a good spell on it. You know, Black Flame, Lightning Spear, Discus of Light, Bestial Sling, stuff like that. You're all good. Meh. Meh. I mean, that's not half bad, but meh. That's actually not half bad. Lightning and Holy damage on Executor Starting Katana. So Lightning, Holy, and Bleed. That's pretty damn good. But, meh. There we go. So that is our second attempt at recording that. Hopefully you guys get to see this one. If you don't, I may crash out and you never get to see me again. But we'll see. So yeah. Revenant questline also has a bit where we will need to kill Gladius again, but I think Folgore also works for that. I think it's Gladius or Folgore. There was a bug where Folgore didn't work, but they fixed that, I think. So, yeah. Should be good for Revenant questline once we get that done. But, yeah. That's now twice I've killed Gladius with Revenant on this save. I don't want to do it a third time. But yeah. I really like Revenant as a character. She's got really cool character design, really cool skills. I do find her quite fun to play. I'm not someone who enjoys casters too much, but I enjoy Revenant for some reason. She's just kind of fun. I think it's just because she's a little tiny, angry, you know. I don't know, she could have red hair for you know, just to really sell at home that she's a tsundere. But, you know, pulling out my weeb card. God. But I'll stop rambling and try and get this uploaded. So, yeah. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, guys. Have a good one.